Our taxi stopped in front of a big, beautiful hotel. I felt very excited because it was a new city for us. My friend Daniel helped me take our bags out of the car. He held his big blue suitcase and my small pink one. The sun was shining brightly and the sky was very clear. My blue sundress felt very light and perfect for the weather. I looked up at the tall hotel building with many windows. The entrance was made of glass and shone in the sun. Daniel opened the door for me and we walked inside. The lobby was huge and very quiet and cool. There was a beautiful large flower arrangement in the middle. I saw comfortable sofas and soft armchairs everywhere. The air smelled fresh and clean like new linen. Daniel looked at a small map of the city on the wall. He likes to plan everything very carefully before we start. I just wanted to go to our room and rest for a bit. We walked to the reception desk, which was made of dark wood. A friendly young woman stood behind the desk and smiled. She had short dark hair and wore a smart black uniform. I told her that we had a reservation under my name. Sofia Petrova, I said slowly and clearly to her. Daniel put our suitcases next to the desk on the carpet. He looked at my passport, which I held in my hand. I was a bit tired after our long journey on the train, but the beauty of the hotel made me feel more energetic. The receptionist checked her computer and found my name quickly. She asked me for my passport and a credit card. I gave her my blue passport and my gold card. Daniel showed her our train tickets to confirm our arrival. The woman said our room was on the 5th floor. It had a wonderful view of the city's old church. I was very happy to hear about the beautiful view. I love seeing new places from above. It is like a picture. The receptionist gave me a small paper card as a key. She explained that it was a modern electronic room key. I thanked her and took the key in my hand gently. Daniel picked up our suitcases and smiled at me. We were finally ready to go to our hotel room now. The elevator was just behind the large flower arrangement. Our city adventure was beginning in a comfortable way. We walked to the elevator and pressed the button for the 5th floor. The doors opened softly and we stepped inside the small cabin. It was clean and smelled like fresh spring flowers. Daniel put the suitcases on the floor carefully. I looked at the numbers on the panel as we went up. The elevator moved smoothly and made no loud sounds. We arrived at the 5th floor and the doors opened again. The corridor was long and had soft gray carpet. There were many doors, all looking exactly the same. I looked at my key card to find our room number. It was room number 507 near the end of the hall. We walked along the corridor and found our door. I put the key card against the small black sensor. A green light came on and I heard a soft click. I pushed the door open and we entered our new room. The room was not very big, but it was very cozy. There was a large bed in the middle with white sheets. A big window showed the roofs of the city outside. I walked straight to the window and looked down. I could see the old church with its tall brown tower. It was even more beautiful than the receptionist said. Daniel put the suitcases on a special stand for luggage. He opened his suitcase and started to take out his clothes. My blue sundress felt a bit creased after the long trip. I wanted to put it on a hanger in the closet. I walked to the white closet and opened its door. There were many hangers and extra blankets inside. Daniel found the air conditioning remote control quickly. He turned it on because the room was a little bit warm. The air started to feel much cooler and very fresh. I felt a sense of calm in this clean and quiet place. Daniel went to the bathroom to check the towels. I put my small pink bag on the bedside table. I took out my phone to tell my family we arrived safely. My mother was waiting for my call all morning today. I sent her a photo of the view from our hotel window. She replied with a happy message and many small hearts. Traveling is much more fun when you share it with people. We were ready to explore our temporary new home now. The hotel room felt like a perfect starting point. Daniel came out of the bathroom with a big smile. "The bathroom is very clean," he said to me happily. I went inside to check for myself and found white towels. There were small bottles of shampoo and soap on the shelf. The shower had hot water and looked very modern. I could also see a small hairdryer near the mirror. This was important because I always forget my own dryer. I came out and Daniel was looking at a small fridge. It was a minibar with many different drinks and snacks. "These are usually expensive," he said with a sigh. I told him we could buy water from a local shop later. There was a small desk in the corner with a lamp. I decided that this would be my place for reading books. Daniel found a small TV remote control near the bed. He turned on the television to check the news channels. Picture was clear and the sound was good in the room. I didn't want to watch TV, but it was nice to have it. I opened my pink bag and took out my comfortable slippers. Feels good to walk barefoot in a clean hotel room. Daniel put his clothes into the empty closet neatly. He always likes to unpack everything on the first day. I prefer to leave my clothes in the suitcase for a while. My blue sundress felt better after hanging for some time. I looked at the time on my phone. It was already 3. We had a reservation for dinner at a restaurant later. It was time to relax a little bit before we went out. Daniel sat on the bed and started to read a book. I lay on the other side and looked at the ceiling. The hotel bed was very soft and had many pillows. I felt my body relaxing after the long journey. My eyes started to close for a few peaceful minutes. The quietness of the room was very pleasant for me. I could hear the distant sounds of the city below. This was a perfect place for a good restful sleep. I was happy that we chose this comfortable hotel. It had everything we needed for a short city break. Daniel put his book down and asked if I was sleepy. I told him I was just enjoying the quiet moment. We planned our evening, starting with a nice hot shower. The hotel room was becoming our temporary peaceful home. After a short rest, I decided to take a quick shower. The hot water felt amazing on my tired shoulders. I used the small hotel shampoo and it smelled like lemon. Daniel was looking at the city map to find a good route. Our dinner reservation was at 8 o'clock tonight. The restaurant was about 20 minutes walk from the hotel. I put on a clean white shirt and some dark blue jeans. Daniel chose a fresh light blue shirt for the evening. He always looks good in simple and comfortable clothes. I brushed my long blonde hair and tied it in a low ponytail. I put on some light makeup and looked in the mirror. We were ready to explore the city at night for the first time. Daniel checked our room one last time before we left. He made sure all the lights were off and the door was closed. I took the key card and put it in my small purse. We walked out of the room and closed the door firmly. The green light came on, showing that the room was locked. We went to the elevator and pressed the button for the lobby. This time there were other people in the elevator with us. They were also dressed nicely for their evening plans. The lobby looked even more beautiful with the evening lights. The big flower arrangement shone brightly under the spotlight. We left the hotel and felt the cool evening air on our faces. The city was alive with many lights and the sounds of cars. Daniel pointed to the old church, which was now lit up. It looked very magical in the dark, like a golden castle. We started walking toward the restaurant, following the map. I held Daniel's hand as we crossed the busy street. There were many small shops and cafes open late tonight. I saw a souvenir shop and bought a small magnet for my fridge. It had a picture of the old church from our hotel window. Daniel laughed and said I was collecting magnets from every city. I love having small memories of all the places we visit. The restaurant was in an old building with a beautiful sign. It was called the Golden Spoon and looked very elegant. We entered and told the waiter our names for the reservation. He led us to a small table near a window with a nice view. Checking in at the hotel was just the start of our journey. The evening promised to be full of good food and good talks. I felt very happy and grateful for this wonderful trip. The waiter gave us a menu and I looked at the long list. There were many local dishes with strange but interesting names. Daniel recommended a fish dish that he read about online. I decided to try a traditional vegetable soup and fresh bread. We ordered some local wine, which was light and very fruity. The atmosphere in the restaurant was very cozy and romantic. There were candles on every table, making the room warm. Our food arrived quickly and it looked very beautiful on the plates. My soup was hot and tasted like fresh garden tomatoes. Daniel's fish was perfectly cooked and very tender. We ate slowly, enjoying every bite and every sip of wine. We talked about our day and all the things we saw. Daniel loved the lobby of our hotel and the comfortable bed. I liked the view from our window and the clean bathroom. We also talked about our plans for tomorrow morning. We wanted to visit the main museum and an art gallery. The waiter came to our table and asked if we wanted dessert. I chose a slice of apple pie with some vanilla ice cream. Daniel ordered a strong black coffee to finish his meal. Pie was warm and sweet, a perfect end to the dinner. We paid the bill and thanked the waiter for the good service. We left the restaurant feeling full and very satisfied. The night air was cooler and the stars were shining bright. We walked back to the hotel feeling happy and a bit tired. The city was quieter now and most shops were already closed. I saw our hotel from far away, shining like a friendly beacon. Daniel held my hand as we walked along the quiet streets. I felt safe and very content to be with him on this trip. We arrived back at the hotel entrance and went inside. The lobby was almost empty and the receptionist was gone. We took the elevator to the 5th floor in peaceful silence. Our room felt welcoming and warm after the long evening. I put my key card into the slot and the green light came on. We entered the room and I put my purse on the desk. Daniel put the room key on the bedside table carefully. We looked at the bed and felt very sleepy and relaxed. Our first day in the new city was simply perfect. Checking in at the hotel gave us a perfect start to everything. I was excited for tomorrow's adventures in this wonderful place. I took off my clothes and prepared for a very good night's sleep. I opened the window slightly to let in some fresh air. I could hear the distant sound of a clock tower striking 10. Daniel was already in bed, half asleep, with a happy smile. I got into bed and the soft sheets felt very nice. I closed my eyes and thought about all the things we did. The friendly receptionist at the desk and our comfortable room. The amazing view of the old church from our window. The delicious fish and soup at the Golden Spoon restaurant. The warm feeling of walking hand in hand through the city. I felt very grateful for this trip and for Daniel. He always makes every journey so much easier and more fun. My blue sundress was hanging neatly in the white closet. My small pink suitcase was standing quietly in the corner. Everything was in its place and I felt very organized. I drifted off to sleep, dreaming of new city adventures. I saw myself taking photos of old buildings and colorful markets. Daniel was there, always by my side, sharing the moments. The bed was so comfortable, like sleeping on a soft cloud. I woke up briefly in the middle of the night to turn over. The room was dark and quiet, and I felt very safe. I listened to the gentle sound of Daniel's breathing next to me. The hotel was doing a great job of making us feel at home. I thought about the breakfast buffet in the morning. I was excited to try the fresh pastries and the coffee. Tomorrow would be another day of exploring and discovering. I am Sophia, and I love traveling to new and exciting places. Checking in at the hotel was just the first step of our story. Every detail, from the key card to the clean towels, was perfect. I felt energized and refreshed, ready for more sightseeing. Our journey was filled with small, happy moments today. The memories we made would stay with us for a very long time. I fell back asleep, dreaming of sunny streets and friendly faces. The soft pillow cradled my head as I slept peacefully. I knew tomorrow would bring more joy and wonderful experiences. The hotel room was truly a haven after a busy day. I felt rested and ready for whatever the new day would bring. Our city trip was everything I hoped it would be and more. It was a perfect blend of relaxation and exciting exploration. I cherished these moments of quiet happiness with Daniel. The thought of new adventures filled my heart with warmth.
Leave a comment under this video and one of you will get 40 English lessons for free.